I think this movie put me off of burgers. Actually, not really. I had one the other day and it was pretty goddamn good. I'm gonna be honest, though this film's predecessor, Kingsman: The Secret Service, was pretty awesome on multiple fronts, it didn't exactly break any new ground. That film's straight-faced satirical shrewdness and chaotic enthusiasm basically allowed commonplace story components to feel fresh. With The Secret Service's success came the inevitable sequel. As expected from a sequel to a film that struck gold, this film doubles down on the campy, flashy crowd pleasers, but like many overconfident sequels, the novelty is diminished. Bland, overstuffed, and inconsistently entertaining, Kingsman: The Golden Circle feels more like the fifth installment into an overmilked franchise rather than a first sequel. So the Kingsmen come under attack and their headquarters is completely destroyed. With Eggsy and Merlin being the only survivors, they're left with no choice but to fly to Kentucky and seek assistance from the Kingsmen's American counterparts known as the Statesmen. As they work together, they uncover a nefarious plot by Poppy Adams, a deranged cannibalistic woman with a global monopoly on the drug trade. She laces drugs worldwide with a deadly virus for which she has the antidote. An antidote that will only be released if the President of the United States ends the costly drug war and grants Poppy's organization full immunity. Not even half an hour into this film, I was able to sense its utter pandering to the crowd with its overkill in what appeared to be an attempt to amplify the first film's sense of style. Keep in mind that effective world building, cohesion, memorable characters, and clever subversion are among the most crucial factors that contributed to the first film's success. The campy style was just one component. With the former three elements out of the picture, no excess use of the word fuck, retreaded jokes, or action goosed up on steroids will capture the original film's allure. Kingsman: The Golden Circle is loaded with problems. For a start, this film's statesman aspect falls flat on its face. In my opinion, the statesmen were devoid of any personality or charm, and their depiction on screen was nothing more than a bland caricature of upscale American Southerners. The script didn't appear to have an idea on what to do with these new characters, and the woefully used Channing Tatum and Jeff Bridges felt more like glorified cameos to draw in box office numbers. So instead of being a sort of distinctive entity, the statesmen are relegated to plot device status. From what I saw, they only existed to bring Harry back into the picture and as Merlin and Eggsy's fallback after their headquarters is destroyed. Another glaring issue with this film is how overstuffed it is. Matthew Vaughn and Jane Goldman clearly had trouble juggling the main storyline with new characters and subplots. Quite a few subplots were a dead end, and a good deal of secondary characters were really quite unnecessary. It looks like Vaughn and Goldman were too keen on inserting every crazy idea they could conjure up into the film, and that proved to be its downfall because there simply wasn't enough room to breathe, even with the extended 2-hour and 21-minute runtime. Even the villainous Poppy, played by Julianne Moore, is underwhelming. Samuel Jackson's character in the first film was utilized properly, and the contradictions in his personality drew out more than laughs. Julianne Moore's character, however, doesn't really have anything to do. She simply exists as a device for this film's clumsily delivered message about the war on drugs and as a trouble-stirring baddie for our heroes to deal with. Poppy's obsession with 50s diners, Elton John, feral robot dogs, and grinding up her subordinates into burgers didn't exactly make her more memorable. In fact, I eventually started to feel that all of this over-the-top stuff was just an attempt to offset the film's shortcomings in the hope that audiences will simply be pleased by what they're seeing. All in all, I was extremely disappointed with this sequel. Kingsman: The Golden Circle is unfortunately a botched attempt at amplifying the positive qualities of the original film. It simply bit off more than it could chew, thus rendering itself messy and overstuffed. Yes, the performances are fine, and yes, the production value is good, and yes, some of the action is entertaining, but those elements alone do not make a good film. Clearly, something is not right when you find yourself fidgeting in your seat during the explosive third act. And if I were you, I'd give this film a miss. So I'm gonna give Kingsman: The Golden Circle a 4. So these were my thoughts on Kingsman: The Golden Circle. What did you think of the film? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what I do, give me a like, hit that big subscribe button, stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one.